The door to the gym felt impossibly heavy, as if it carried the weight of all her doubts and insecurities. She hesitated, her hand resting on the cold metal handle, heart pounding in her chest. For a moment she considered turning back, letting her nerves win once again. Inside, music pulsed and weights clanged, the sounds of determination and effort echoing through the air. The energy was almost overwhelming, a world so different from the quiet outside. Laughter and chatter spilled out into the hallway, a reminder that this place was more than just a gym. It was a community, a gathering of people all striving for something better. She felt a familiar tightness in her chest, a mix of fear and excitement swirling together. Every step forward felt like a battle between hope and hesitation. This was it. This was her fresh start, the moment she'd promised herself she wouldn't run from anymore. She had been putting it off for weeks, always finding a reason to delay. Finding excuses was easy. Her schedule was packed, her energy low, her motivation fleeting. The gym felt too far, not just in distance but in spirit, as if it belonged to a world she wasn't sure she could enter. She didn't know anyone there. The faces inside were strangers, each one seemingly more confident and at ease than she could ever imagine herself being. But deep down, she knew the real reason was fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of judgment, fear of failure. Today, though, something inside her had shifted. Today was different. Today she was tired of her own excuses. She was done letting fear dictate her choices. She was tired of feeling stuck, of watching life pass by while she waited for the perfect moment that never came. She took a deep breath, pushed open the door, and stepped inside, determined to face whatever came next. The gym was bright and bustling with activity, filled with the hum of effort and the spark of possibility. People of all shapes and sizes moved with confidence, their faces focused and determined, each person on their own journey. She felt a surge of self-consciousness wash over her, as if everyone could see her uncertainty. What was she doing here? She didn't belong here, or so she thought, but maybe, just maybe, this was exactly where she needed to be to begin again. We often equate comfort with success. It's easy to believe that the ultimate goal in life is to reach a place where everything feels easy, familiar, and safe. We work hard, striving for that moment when we can finally let our guard down and enjoy the rewards of our efforts. We believe that once we reach a certain level of comfort, we've made it. We imagine that comfort is the finish line, the proof that we've achieved something meaningful. It's the dream we chase: security, stability, and the absence of struggle. We can relax, coast along, and enjoy the fruits of our labor. We tell ourselves we deserve to take it easy, to stop pushing so hard, to just enjoy the moment. But here's the truth. Comfort is a trap. It's a subtle one, wrapping us in a warm blanket that slowly dulls our ambition and curiosity. Comfort lulls us into complacency. It makes us believe that we don't need to try anymore, that growth is optional, and that it's okay to just drift. It whispers in our ear that it's okay to stay the same, to avoid risks, to settle for mediocrity. It tells us that stepping outside our routine is unnecessary, even dangerous. Comfort tells us that change is scary, that trying new things is dangerous, and that failure is something to be ashamed of. It convinces us that the unknown is a threat, not an opportunity. But real growth, real progress, happens outside of our comfort zone. Every meaningful achievement, every breakthrough is born from discomfort and challenge. It happens when we're willing to feel the discomfort, to embrace the uncertainty, and to push past the fear. That's where we discover what we're truly capable of. Think about the times you've avoided a challenge because it made you uncomfortable. Maybe you hesitated, made excuses, or convinced yourself it wasn't worth the risk. Maybe it was speaking up in a meeting, sharing your ideas even when your voice trembled, or asking someone out on a date, taking a chance on connection and vulnerability, or starting that project you've been dreaming of, even though the outcome was uncertain and the path unclear. In those moments, comfort whispered its seductive lies, and you listened. But what if, next time, you chose to listen to the voice that urges you to grow instead? The first step is always the hardest. It's awkward, it's messy, and it often ends in stumbling. But it's also the most important step because it sets you in motion. Remember learning to ride a bike? The wobbly wheels, the scraped knees, the feeling of utter terror as you pushed off for the first time. It wasn't pretty, but you did it. And with each wobbly ride you gained confidence, balance, and a sense of accomplishment. The same goes for any new challenge. The first presentation you give might be riddled with nerves and, ums. The first time you try a new recipe, you might burn the dish. The first time you go on a date, you might spill your drink. These fumbles are not failures. They are proof that you're trying, that you're learning, that you're growing. Growth is not linear. It's a journey that rarely goes as planned, and it's often far more complicated than we expect. Sometimes it feels like you're moving in circles or even backwards, but that's all part of the process. It's not a straight line from point A to point B. Instead, it's a winding road, full of unexpected twists and turns that can leave you feeling lost or uncertain. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and honestly, it's often filled with detours, roadblocks, and wrong turns. Sometimes, you'll have to double back, or find a new route entirely. There will be days when you feel like you're making progress, when every step forward feels like a victory, no matter how small. And there will be days when it just seems like you're taking 2 steps back for every step forward, when frustration and setbacks threaten to overwhelm you. Some days you're filled with self-doubt, questioning your abilities and wondering if you're on the right path at all. And other days you're bursting with confidence, ready to take on the world and proud of how far you've come. The key is to embrace the mess, to recognize that the chaos and the clutter are signs that you're growing, learning, and pushing your limits. To accept that growth is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about moving forward, even if it's just a little bit at a time. It's about showing up every single day, even when you're tired, unmotivated, or unsure of what comes next. Even when you don't feel like it, and doing the work, even when it's hard. Consistency, not perfection, is what truly matters. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, to make mistakes, to try new things and learn from every experience, no matter how messy it gets. To fall down and get back up again, because every stumble is a lesson, and every setback is a setup for a comeback. It's in those messy, imperfect moments that real growth happens. So embrace the chaos, trust the process, and remember, the mess is where the magic lives. The biggest obstacle to growth isn't external, it's internal. It's that voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough, smart enough, or brave enough. It's the voice that tells you to play it safe, to stay small, to avoid taking risks. This voice is called resistance. And wow, it's powerful. It'll try to sabotage your efforts at every turn. It'll whisper excuses in your ear, magnify your fears, and convince you to give up before you even start. But here's the thing about resistance. It's actually afraid of you. It's afraid of your potential, your power, and your ability to create extraordinary things. So the next time you hear that voice of resistance, don't listen to it. Don't let it control you. Recognize it for what it is, fear disguised as reason, and push past it. She looked in the mirror and barely recognized herself. Gone was the hesitant, unsure woman who had first walked through the gym doors all those weeks ago. In her place stood a stronger, more confident version of herself. It hadn't been easy. There were days when she wanted to quit, days when she felt discouraged, days when she doubted her ability to change. But she kept showing up, kept pushing herself, kept embracing the discomfort. And now, she was reaping the rewards. Her body felt stronger, her mind felt sharper, and her spirit soared with a newfound sense of accomplishment. But the greatest transformation wasn't physical, it was internal. She had faced her fears, pushed past her limits, and discovered a wellspring of strength and resilience she never knew she possessed. Discomfort is not the enemy. It's not something to be avoided or feared. It's a signpost, a compass, a guide. It's a signal that you're on the right track, that you're moving in the direction of growth, expansion, and fulfillment. So, the next time you feel that familiar twinge of discomfort, don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Lean into it. Because on the other side of that discomfort lies a world of possibilities, a world where you can become the best version of yourself. Remember, growth is a journey, not a destination. There will be bumps along the way, but it's in those bumps that you'll discover your true strength. So, keep going, keep growing, and never ever give up on yourself.